Today we're checking out the MMD GTC Steering Wheel in carbon fiber with a red stripe for the 2015 to 20 F-150 without the heated steering wheel and excluding the Raptor. If you want the inside of your truck to feel more performance focused every time you get behind the wheel, this is one of those upgrades that changes the whole driving experience the second that you put your hands on it, so it's definitely worth considering. This wheel is all about grip, feel, and style. The race-inspired contour shape gives you a more race-inspired hand position, which is a big deal if you want the truck to feel more connected and a little more sporty from the driver's seat without having to do any engine mods. The carbon fiber sections paired with the perforated black leather give you that high-end custom look, while the red centering stripe adds a nice visual cue that makes it feel like a more serious performance interior piece instead of just another basic steering wheel. Another big feature and a reason that someone would want this wheel is that it's going to reuse your factory stock airbag and electronics. So you get to keep the original core functions while still getting a major visual and tactile upgrade every single time you drive. This is a great fit for somebody who wants the truck to feel more premium, more custom, and more driver focused without going too over the top. When it comes to the construction on this, you are getting carbon fiber with perforated black leather and that nice red centering stripe. That combination gives you a strong premium feeling wheel with a more performance oriented grip and a much more upscale appearance than just a standard factory steering wheel. As far as the pricing goes on this, it's coming in right in the low 600s range. For an interior upgrade that completely changes one of the most touched parts of the truck and gives you a premium, race-inspired feel every single time you drive, that's a really fair price in my opinion for a part with this much visual and tactile impact. When it comes to the install on this, it's going to get rated a 2 out of 3 wrenches on the difficulty meter, and you can have this job done in 2 hours of your time. So let's see exactly how this install process goes with a quick video from one of our AmericanTrucks customers.
All right, tools that I used for this was a 1/2 inch, 3/8 inch adapter, 6 inch, 3/8 extension, 10 millimeter box end wrench, a 3 millimeter Allen key, and then just a old piece of radio removal tool, a interior pry tool, body panel remover, my impact. You can also use a ratchet, obviously, for if you don't have that. A 15/16 socket, 12 point, and then a pick tool and a torque wrench. Today we're going to be installing the MMD GTC Steering Wheel on a 2020 Ford F-150. This is good for 2015 to 2020. First thing we're going to do, pop our hood, and we're going to remove our negative terminal on the battery. And this is for the SRS, or safety restraint system. So then that way we don't have an inadvertent pop on the airbag. All right, so now what we're gonna do is we're gonna try and disconnect our airbag. There's 2 holes, one that's here, one that's on the other side. And I've got an old radio removal tool. You can use a 3 millimeter Allen key to do this, but basically you're just gonna find it in, get it, and you're gonna push, and you'll see that the airbag here will pop off. And then you just do the same on the other side while holding it so it doesn't go back in. And then from there, you're just gonna pop your airbag off. All right, so to get these off, I went and grabbed a little pick, and you're just gonna get underneath them and get those to pop up like that. Same on this side, like so. And then you can disconnect your airbag. All right, on this side, you have this red connector here, and that is for your horn. Right now, it's just resting on a little piece of plastic. Pull that out, and then again, using your pick tool, all you want to do is lightly pry up, and then you can pull it out. Just be careful that when you're doing this, you don't get overzealous and break that tab. There we go. Okay, so now with our airbag out, we'll set that aside. And now what we're going to do is you'll see a connector that's on the inside here, and it is the main one that connects all of your steering wheel controls to the truck. And it is just a simple push down on the locking tab at the top, and push down and pull it out. And then now that's disconnected. Next, we'll grab our 15/16 socket, throw that onto our center hub here, bring that out, set that aside, and now our steering wheel comes out. So now what we need to do is we need to take our panels here off and put them into the new one. So the first thing we want to do is use our pry tool, our little plastic pry tool, get in here and see if we can get this to pop up. They're just held in by tabs. All right, and once that first one pops up, you just kind of work your hands around and get them all to let go, just keeping it uniform. Now when you do that, if you look inside here, your wiring harness is kind of tucked in there. You just got to pull that out a little bit to get it to come loose. There's two little tabs that are on the back side here that you just got to pull through and get to disconnect. And what we can do easy is to take our pick and push them through. If that doesn't work, you can use a bigger Allen key and just push them to release. Once we got those out, okay, so I'm going to use my little body clip removal tool to get these out right here. All right, so there's almost one. There we go. So that's out. This one's out. We're going to undo it from here. And now we are ready to pull it off. And now we're going to set it aside. We're going to bring in our new one and basically do the exact opposite in reverse. So first thing we want to do is push these in, make sure they click. There we go. You start to put those clicks, make sure that everything's in there. All right, so we had to do some pushing to get it all nice and tight in here. You'll have to play a little bit with this angle here to make sure that it all seats in there. But you want to check your bottom here and make sure that it's flush there and that it's still flush on this side as well. All right, once that's all in, then what we can do is we're going to push our cabling retainers back into their little holes. Once we get them situated. Okay, there's one and two. And then we're going to tuck that wiring the same way that it was on the stock one. And we're just basically going to tuck it into this little channel. You should use your fingers and kind of push it in there. Okay. And now we are ready to go put it back on the truck itself. Now that we're ready to reinstall it back on the truck, you'll see these little yellow alignments, and that's going to go here and here. So that lets us know for sure that we're good to go. All right. So make sure that we feed these through the top of the steering wheel. Make sure that's all good to go. We're just going to kind of give her a little bit of a jiggle, make sure it's on, and you'll see that everything is nice and lined up. Now we are ready to reinstall our bolt. And then I'll torque that to 40 foot-pounds here in a second using my torque wrench. And then we take our gray adapter and push that back in and plug it in, and then we'll plug the horn in when we put the airbag on. Right now I'm going to go grab my torque wrench so we can put that down to 40 foot-pounds. So I got my torque wrench, and again we're set to 40 foot-pounds, and I'm just going to hold the wheel with my knees. There it goes. And you'll notice color connectors, you can't really go wrong. Blue goes to blue, yellow goes to yellow. And so we'll just put those back on, plugged in, cap down, plugged in, and cap down. And then we'll take our horn and plug it back in, and then mount it onto its little holding spot. There we go. And now all we got to do is give a nice push. Once we got everything lined up, and you hear all those nice clicks, and everything is back installed. Nice and set, and there is the after of what this looks like fully installed. All right, last thing we got to do is the battery. I always have my keys out just in case the alarm decides to set off. Normally it won't, thankfully it didn't, and we just tighten this back up. Don't want to overdo it, just make sure it's good and tight, and that is it. We are done.
That's going to wrap up our review and install of the MMD GTC steering wheel in carbon fiber with a red stripe for the 2015 to 20 F-150 without the heated steering wheel and excluding the Raptor. And for all things F-150, keep it right here at American Trucks.